Good morning, guys. I'm super excited. I'm on my way to Heirloom Soils Soil Yard in Porter, Texas. I was first really introduced to heirloom soils at a soil class at Warren Southern Gardens in Kingwood, Texas. And I was truly blown away by the time and effort it took for Mark and his team to create these different blends that are truly meant for us Houstonians, and he really has all the experience behind it, and I really wanted to share this with everyone. All right, guys, we are here at the Heirloom Soil Yard, and Mark here is going to kind of explain to us their process of mixing together the different ingredients to get their different bagged products. So what do we have around us here?
Okay, so we have our cocoa coir, composted cocoa coir right here. That's one of our ingredients. It's a great alternative to peat moss, and we use it to lighten up some of our mixes. This corner over here, fungal compost, which we add to some of our landscape type blends. This is a coarse expanded shale. So this is it kind of looks like pebbles, but it's like clay shale that's fired and popped. It becomes very light, and it's like a heavier, rockier version of perlite. We use this in our cactus mix and some of the soils where we need really good drainage.
Right.
This helps with that. And then we have a finer version of it. This is our fine expanded shale, which we have in some of our blends where not as much drainage, but we want something that won't shrink. Here we have basalt sand. And this material comes from Texas, and it's chock full of potassium and micronutrients and trace minerals. And so this really helps make sure your plants get all the nutrition they need, not just the NPK. And so we add this to most of our blends to make sure we have our minerals covered. There's some plants that really need even more of it, like your tropicals. A lot of people think they need a lot of phosphorus. They really need a lot more potassium than phosphorus. And this is loaded with, this has like 5 to 10% potassium. This is granite sand, which comes from our hill country. And this is also loaded in trace minerals. Has a little bit different makeup than the basalt sand. Sometimes we use them both together, and sometimes we use just this one. So it's another component to make sure we're always getting good minerals in our mixes. Here we have our leaf mold compost, which is a base ingredient in most of our blends. It's nice and light, helps lighten up soils, loaded with nutrients, beneficial microbes, and just fights diseases, just helps our soils perform a whole lot better. You can also use it as a top dressing on your lawn to help improve the soil and the performance of the grass.
So your process is just grabbing a bunch of the different things that go in a certain type, and you just make a big pile?
Exactly. So we'll grab from here and there, and depending on we just like cooking from scratch, we'll have a recipe, and then people will go grab the materials, add them to the middle of this mixing pad over here.
Okay.
Blend the product with big front end loaders, basically big tractors. In some cases, we'll screen it additionally, and then we'll make finished blends.
Nice.
And everything from an all-purpose potting soil called the Works, to cactus soil, veggie soil, fruit and berry soil.
Yeah.
It kind of runs the gamut.
Yeah. So Mark, tell me what makes heirloom soils different from other soils that I can find at the store?
Oh, thanks for asking that question. Well, one, we're from here. Most of our customers are coming from Texas, and we're right here in Porter, Texas. And so we handcraft our products ourselves. So that our compost and cocoa coir and aged pine bark and all they're processed, composted, crafted, and cured on site. We want to make sure that we have that quality. And all that happens by local people. So we take materials, we recycle materials that may once upon a time have gone into landfills or been burned, and we turn those into products. And along the way, we're creating more and more local jobs. And since these products are also coming from Texas, we can provide a real high value, premium product for a little better value in terms of cost. Since we're right here, nothing's having to be shipped from California or real far away. And then we don't add fillers. You find a lot of products where they'll add like raw mulch or something like that as a filler. It lowers the company's costs, but it makes the product lower quality and it doesn't perform as well. So we don't have any fillers. So every time we're developing a product, we make sure that it's of interest, and then we come up with multiple prototypes, and we get people that actually like to grow plants, specialty plants, out there trying all these products, make sure it works. And we want to make sure that if people are buying one of our products, they're going to have a good experience. That's really important to us.
That's awesome. So where can we find these products around Houston?
Our product line is carried now by 27 regional stores.
Great.
And we love to support those stores. They're all mom and pop stores, and you know, the money's going into local communities. And then also they can go to heirloomsoils.com and go to the where to buy section and punch in their zip code, and they'll find out where the nearest dealer is near them.
Great. And if anybody's having trouble finding them, just message me and I'll get you hooked up with them. Thank you so much, Mark.
Oh, thank you.
All right, I have got one or more of many different blends from Heirloom Soils, and I'm going to be using them in many different projects. My biggest project is going to be getting the garden ready for fall, and I'm actually going to be reconfiguring and redoing our garden beds. The wooden beds that we've had for about 5 years now, after my husband redid them, are breaking down, and so they're getting rotten. So we're gonna look into getting a different type of raised bed system that is not made of wood, and hopefully that'll last me for many years to come. So as we slowly do that, I will be filling those beds with Heirloom Soils veggie and herb mix, most likely, unless it's my blueberries and my blackberries and such, which I will fill up with their citrus and berry mix. So lots of projects coming up in the next few months. Right now I'm just going to focus on my 2 middle beds, which are made of brick. Those won't be changing, so I will go ahead and refill those with the veggie and herb mix. And my next project coming up will be potting up probably my Satsuma tree with their citrus mix. And all my potting plant projects, I'll be using the Works potting mix soil. So stay tuned, lots to come. Okay, so what I've done is remove the old mulch. I had some volunteer tomato plants here, and what I did was leave one new one that had come up, and then I took some propagated pieces off of the old plant. So I took the suckers off, I think like 4 or 5 of them, huh, Bo? And I had Bo go put those in a cup of water so we can replant those. Once I get this bed made, we can replant them and they will make us new tomato plants for the fall. What I'm going to do now is refresh it. You could see that it has sunken down quite a bit, so I'm going to refresh those top few inches with the veggie and herb mix. Okay, sorry it's so dark, but hopefully you can see we have completely refreshed this bed. We added some MicroLife fertilizer, and I can't tell you how good it feels to see brand new fresh soil, knowing that all my plants will get a fresh start. I'm really looking forward to the fall. I really hope that you learned a lot about soil and about heirloom soils, especially in this video. And most of all, I hope this inspires you to go
plant today with yourself.